Good morning. I am about to embark on my 2022 travels. This is the Great American Road Trip Part 2. This is the northern half. Last year I went south in the springtime and I did the whole southern half of the United States. And this year, now we're going to go north. So I'm beginning in just a few days. And I thought I would take a minute to show you my RV as it is right now. It's packed and ready to go, except for, the last minute stuff. So without further ado, here it is. This is my Coachmen Leprechaun 21 QB. And the QB stands for Queen Bed. And the 21 is the interior length, but it is from bumper to nose, 24 feet. So real small, can get in and out of anywhere. It's on an E350 chassis, and I don't know specs like black tank and water tank, but it holds a lot. So it's a perfect size for me. It would be perfect for a couple actually, but for my needs, it's just great. Now, the reason I love this layout, and I know you can only see half the layout right now, but the reason I love it is because of the kitchen, which we will get to, and this chair. The 21 QB that you would find online is not this design. This was made for a rental company called El Monte, and it is a particular layout which is not found anymore at all. So I love it to death. And here is the cockpit area. It's your standard Ford setup, and I love it because the console in the center has so many little nooks and crannies for me to put things in. I don't need the sleek look at all. I like having access to my stuff. On this side, passenger side, is my dog's throne. I also have room for a bucket of shoes down there, and I carry a lot of shoes. Why? Because I can. Yeah, I have at least a dozen pair. I have another whole container of shoes up here, as well as those. So yeah, that makes me a bit of a diva with my camping, because I'm not really camping. I am using this as a rolling hotel room. So on this side, I have this cute little tissue holder and my fire extinguisher, which I took the idea from a Jeep company, and I can just pull that real quick, yank the fire extinguisher out. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. The fire is put out, if there's a fire, which we hope there's not. Okay, I also have my camera set up here. This is for when I'm filming in the morning in my seat, or when I'm filming on the road. So on this side is just the normal captain's chair, but around the windows, I have a curtain which I made that I attach with Velcro, and it gives me visually another 3 or 4 feet in the cockpit when I'm enclosed. So instead of having a curtain across here, I get a few more feet. So that's a nice thing. Okay, on the upper bunk, this is a Class C, so overhead cab. Here, I can put the bench thing, whatever, that fits in here, and you can put kids up here, whatever. These two brackets hold a net in place. I don't use it for that. Why? Because it's just me. I use this for storage, and it's wonderful. So I use these laundry baskets, which I just got at Costco, and they hold extra blankets, extra bedding, coats that don't fit into my other closet area back there. I have my camera equipment. I have things like a little fan and little tiny air conditioner. And I have an actual laundry basket in the back there. This is my charging station, and I have a plug up here, which, when I need to charge, there you go. I have that ready to go. Okay, moving on. This is my living space. I know you can only see to right here, so I'll just do that part first. This table I absolutely love. It's just a tiny thing, maybe 7 inches. And because I'm traveling alone, I can push this chair all the way forward. This is a barrel chair which swivels and moves back and forth. And so this fits so nice and snug right in between it. Multi-use. It has 4 drawers which hold all of the little things that you don't know what to do with, like your cleaning cloths and extra trash cans and, you know, duct tape and batteries and whatnot. So I have 4 of those. It has my medical supplies. It has things like bear spray, and all my DVDs are in here, fuses, you know, things that you need for the RV. So that's the interior of it. The exterior serves as a nice little desk. This is where I sit to work on my computer, and so I can have my mouse pad right here. Just kind of a nice thing. This is actually a little scrapbooking caddy that I turned into, you know, just a catch-all, which has things like, you know, fingernail files and little lotions and fingernail clippers and back scratcher, and the remote goes here. And so this just sits here when I'm watching TV, just, you know, easy access to things. And finally, it serves as a place for me to put my surge protector, which is attached to my Jackery. And so that comes out here, and then I can plug in whatever I need when I am boondocking and I need to use my Jackery for power. So that just lives right there in a little bag, and that segues into this little contraption, which is just an over-the-door hanger. I got it at like one of those Marshall or Ross kind of home stores. So I put all the dog stuff and his little coats and my coats and some hats. And then of course the power strip is over there. Okay, so this chair is what I live in all the time. That's why it has a nice cushy, big old extra padding on there. Most of the models do not come with these chairs. The newer ones come with a bench. RV companies, you know, they find their ways to cut their cost, and this is one of them. I love having my barrel chair, especially since it swivels, because I wanted to have a direct viewing straight across for my TV. Now the TV normally lived on this arm up here, connected to this DVD player. This is a 2014 model, so really out of date. And it took up a lot of room, and I couldn't put anything here because you would have to swing the TV out. And then when it was swung out, the only place you could sit was in the corner of the dinette. Totally uncomfortable, and that's not what I wanted. So took that out there, got a smart TV, and that lives at the back of my dinette. Super light, it's already plugged in. All I have to do is literally lift it up, put it on the table, and then this chair swivels around and I have a direct view of the TV. And that is awesome for me. I love it because I also use it as my computer monitor. Got my mouse here. I have a keyboard that just sits on my lap because I like using an ergonomic keyboard, and I can put my computer just here and then attach it to the big TV, and then I have a much better monitor to do all my work on. So that's worked out great. Now let's talk about power for a moment. Behind this chair lives the Jackery, and that's a 1500 watt power source. It's just a giant battery. I bought it initially for my house to have for emergencies, but it's really not powerful enough for running a house, like a fridge. So it's now going to live in the RV, and I think it's going to work out even better as an RV use because I like to use Harvest Host and Boondockers Welcome. Just overnight stays where I can't plug in 98% of the time. So the Jackery lets me use my computer, lets me charge my camera and phone and whatever else I need. It can be plugged in when I'm on shore power to charge up, so it will always be full. And then on my overnight stays, I can just plug into that. That's what the power strip is for. So I can charge that Jackery on shore power. I can charge it on the 12-volt system in the car, and I can use the solar panels that came with it if I'm boondocking for longer than a day or two. Since I'm not a boondocker, I'm not sure that those solar panels will be of much use to me, but they are there. Okay, I also have more power sources. This is a little Ryobi 18-volt battery, and this is an inverter, so I can plug in a USB and I can plug in just a regular plug to charge things, and I have like 4 of these batteries, so I will never be without power. I also have jumping cars, jumping batteries, that battery pack, and smaller little battery packs for phones that you can keep in your purse. Love having power. That's my source of power when I am not plugged in. As you can see, all the lights in the RV are on. I'm plugged in right now, so I can run electricity as long as I want. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's also a small whirring sound of a fan going, which is kind of annoying, but I don't use these lights very often, especially not like this. I have a big window here, which I keep closed all the time. And why do I keep it closed? Because I like my privacy. It's big. It lets in a lot of light. But when you're at campgrounds, for the most part, your neighbors are really close to you. So that is not a lot of fun to have your neighbor looking in. So I usually keep that closed. Then there's no back glare coming in when I'm watching something. I also have curtain for the door, and of course this comes down. I close it in, and you're saying, oh my God, that's like living in a cave. Yes, it is. I like my little nest, and in the evening when I'm in here alone, I like being totally enclosed in my privacy. My front windshield closed off and all my curtains closed off. That's just the way I roll, so don't come at me, I don't care. But of course, when all the windows are open, if I'm in a national park or a state park, I can open it up for all the views, so that's a nice thing. Okay, moving on. This is the dinette. I know you can't see it all. I'll get a better shot. I like having the booth, the U-shaped dinette, rather than the across from each other dinette, because when this is made into a bed, it can fit a full adult, and that is not true of the smaller dinettes, just the benches facing each other. That can fit a child, which is fine, but I like this space. Sometimes when I have a rainy day out on the road, I put the table down and I create my little mosh pit, and then I can watch TV at length. That's what I did the first year when I had it up, the TV up there. And that was about the only way that was really comfortable to use it. But normally this is how it sits. Table up, the dog gets his half, I get my seat at that end, and then the TV lives at the back. And it works out quite nicely. And underneath, I keep my trash can, I keep my Pepsi, I keep, whatever odds and ends I need, because it's just me sitting here, so I don't need all that leg room. And there you go. That's what I use my dinette for. Up top is my pantry. I keep so many pantry goods in here, dry goods, non-perishable, because I don't eat out a lot, and when I do, it's a special occasion or it's a deliberate place that I'm going to. A deliberate place didn't make sense. It is a place I am going to deliberately to try a specific thing. So I like to cook, and I like to have as many choices as possible. So I keep a lot of food in my pantry. I also have a few non-perishable things in there. You know, my basket I take to the shower at campgrounds. Little things like that. Salad spinner, I think. And then up here is another cabinet which I use for my small appliances, like my coffee maker. And I have a pan up here, and I've got my small little bullet type blender. It's a Bella, it's not a bullet though. So that's where those live. Now, I think, oh, on this side, I guess, is just another over the door holder, which I've put a basket in to keep little things, a brush and some scarves and a few things, my weather barometer, and, you know, hiking poles, an umbrella, a shoehorn, you know, just little things that tend to get lost if you don't have a system to retrieve them. So I'm all about organization. Okay, I think that's all you can see from here. I'm gonna have to move the angle on the camera now, so stand by. Okay, now you can see the rest of it. So we will start with the kitchen. And this is what I was talking about when I was talking about a unique setup. The L shape here, you'll never find. They always cut them off here and then put the sink over here, giving you absolutely no counter space at all. This amount of counter space, unseen in most RVs this small. In fact, all RVs this small. I've never seen any other one. In addition to that, I have a flip-up table. And I had another one at this end, but with all this space, I tended not to use that very often, so I ended up taking it off to cut the weight down a little bit. But this is why I love this layout. So, super easy to keep down there. There you go. The other reason I really like it, yes, I know the sink is small. I live with that because it's a worthy sacrifice to me. I don't need a big, deep double sink. I just don't. It's just me, so I can wash my 1 or 2 dishes at a time, and that's great. The other reason I love this is because of this cabinet on the counter here. It holds so much stuff, and it holds heavy bottles. All my liquor cabinet is in here, which I don't want to have in upper cabinets. The weight is just too much, and I don't want to have them in drawers either because the bottom of drawers aren't that sturdy. So this is pretty great. Same with this triangle, this extra triangle just gives me that much more space to work with. So I have 3 cabinets or drawers here. I have a cabinet down below, a cabinet here. I have a drawer back here. So much storage for a unit this size. It's just incredible. I love it. I have a little nook right here, which I'm not sure what they intended that for, but I keep my coffee mugs and my teapots and just little things, pot holders up there. And it's worked out pretty great. Here I have my propane stove and oven. I rarely use this oven. And when I say rarely, I mean never, because I'm a little afraid of lighting it. I know I'll get over that someday, but since I don't need to bake often, and because I carry my Ninja air fryer with me, which has a bake function on it, this is not really a necessary thing. And in fact, I would consider taking the whole thing out, putting in just a propane top, but it serves as more storage, so it's kind of, I don't really need to. Anyway, it's fine. So I also keep a cutting board on top of it, which of course extends my countertop as well. Up here, I have just a regular microwave, which I use occasionally. I keep my little session on a magnet swivel up here in case I want to film something in this room. That's a fun little thing. Another cabinet with lots more items that people wouldn't normally have the room for, but I have lots of extra room, so I carry a lot of extra things. Okay, this is a normal Dometic RV refrigerator, and it's empty now, of course, but it holds more than I need, which is great. And the freezer, I like to make meals in advance and freeze serving size portions. That way I know where it comes from. It's homemade. I've made it. I know I like it. Pop it out, put it in the fridge a day or two before I want it, and it's great. I simplify my meals as much as possible because when I'm on the road, I'm not cooking for a crowd. I'm just cooking for me, and I'm cooking only very occasionally. Like if I want to have a bacon and egg breakfast, I'll pull the Ninja out, or if I want to make hamburgers. But fresh food, salads, I do a lot of salads. So I do easy meals. Yeah, okay, that's all I have to say about that. What else is back here? Well, I guess we can come all the way back to the very spacious bed. This is a true queen, 60 by 80. Most RVs have RV queens where they cut off the 80 inches down to 74 inches. And oftentimes they'll cut the 60 inches down to 56 inches. So it's more like a full. So this true queen. And again, it's something you don't normally find in RVs this size. So I kind of love that. Up here, I have room for 10 of these blue foldable, collapsible little baskets, and they hold the majority of my clothing, or at least half of it. I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's easy to get to. I pull out outfits when I need to. I don't have to have a hanging closet any bigger than the one that I have, which is, only this width. Because I've learned different techniques. And of course, I just showed you what was in this closet. So all of this holds all of my shirts and some of my pants. And I counted it up this time. I have 55 different shirts. 55. I know most people keep, a half a dozen? The one bag travelers are just rolling their eyes, I'm sure, but I don't care because I don't have to. I can carry as much as I want, which is great for me because I like to have options. That's the point of it. Okay, so I will admit, this is the one thing I absolutely hate, and that is making this bed. It is physically difficult. You got to crawl up and you have to crawl underneath to pull the fitted sheet tight. Not that much fun. And I like making my bed in the morning, so it's kind of a pain. Here's my little trick. I use a twin topper so I don't have to tuck in a queen topper. Tidbits. Okay, and then we have the bathroom. And the bathroom is a dry bath, which means the shower is separate. That was a big thing for me because I had a wet bath on another tiny RV that I purchased and redid and used once and hated every minute of it. So dry bath, that was important. Now you can see there's a bucket in there, which I had been using up front to let the dog jump onto the bucket and then up into his chair. But he's kind of got a sprained leg right now, so he can't really jump. So I'm keeping it back here for now. And it just contains my bottled water. And I just pull out a bottle or two at a time, keep it in the fridge, use it for my coffee in the morning. And anyway, but because it has a handle, it's easy to take out if I need to shower in here. I have a 6-gallon water tank. I've never run out when I've been showering, but I'm pretty, quick at showering. And I prefer using the campground showers because then you can just have a long hot shower and you're paying to be there, so why not use their facilities. Okay, so porcelain toilet, super easy. I think it's a 40-gallon black tank if I'm not mistaken. Little sink in there. There is a medicine cabinet around the corner above the toilet, and there's not much else to say about the bathroom. I kind of love that there is a door on it, and it doesn't feel like the bathroom is part of your living space visually. Some of the RVs have just the toilet and the shower because they wanted to push it back a little bit to, I don't know, give more access to the bed. And then they have the sink right here. And I absolutely hate that design because one, it's a waste of space. It just, anyway, I just don't like that design. So I'm very happy with the design of my bathroom. Okay, I think that about wraps up the overview of my RV. Dog bowls down here. And I guess I will see you on the road.